Hello there, you're now with me, Handy Gui, and welcome to your 5 p.m. English news on TVS. Let's dive into the headlines for today. The development of skilled human resources was one of the main drivers towards the development of the hydrogen economy. To ensure the success of the state government's hydrogen economy agenda, Sarawak needs to produce its own skilled manpower.
Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said, in that regard, Sarawak needs to have institutions of higher education as well as vocational and special skills training centers to develop the skills in this new technology. He said this in his speech at the Sarawak Skills and International College of Advanced Technology Sarawak's 24th convocation ceremony, which was read out by the State Education, Innovation and Talent Development Minister Dato' Roland Sagah Wee In. Abang Johari elaborated that globally, hydrogen gas was anticipated to become the primary energy source in the future, and for that, Sarawak had begun implementing hydrogen-powered projects, especially involving buses and cars. He added that some foreign investors have also made a commitment to build a green hydrogen gas production plant in Bintulu, with hydrogen products to be exported, especially to Japan.
Now, ICAT's University College is set to build a second campus near Kampong Trombol at Telaga Ai, Kuching. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said the aim was to provide more opportunities to all Sarawakians, regardless of race or religion, to obtain education in terms of academics and skills.
ICAT University College do not discriminate on the basis of race or religion. Even if it is located in other vicinities. The element of favoritism doesn't exist. As it is not only made for all, as it is not only made for all communities in Sarawak, but also targeted to students internationally.
Sagah added, ICAT's University College is developing various programs at the undergraduate, master and doctoral levels in an effort to support the economic sectors or key growth in the state.
These programs are aligned with the Sarawak post-COVID-19 development strategy 2030, or in short, PCDS 2030. For example, recently it has been launched. It has launched two programs, namely the Bachelor of Science Honours in Agro-Technology and Bachelor in Tourism and Hospitality with honours.
Last year, ICAT was recognized as a university college after receiving approval from the Ministry of Higher Education, Malaysia.
Now, the infrastructure development in Sarawak needs to be implemented in a more innovative approach, taking into account the geographical factors of the state. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugah Umbas said an innovative approach is vital to ensure that there will be no more delays for development projects due to the natural topography and terrain in Sarawak.
Citing the road construction in Laya as an example, Ugah said the project was taking a long time to complete because of the need to flatten the hills first before the actual construction was done. He said that such matters need to be resolved immediately and hope that agencies such as the Public Works Department or JKR can monitor the development while giving emphasis on new innovations for any construction project in the state. Quoting the report by the Borneo Messenger on Friday, Ugah also suggested that the logging roads in the state be upgraded to facilitate the movement of residents from the inland areas. Ugah assured that the Gabungan Party Sarawak GPS government is always concerned about rural developments. This was proven when 64% of the 2022 budget was allocated for rural development purposes.
A total of 585 pigs were culled due to the detection of African swine fever or ASF at 2 commercial pig farms in Miri. The 2-day operation involved several governmental agencies led by the Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak or TVSS.
Minister of Modernization of Agriculture and Regional Development, Dato Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom, in a statement said that the operation was carried out to curb the spread of the ASF outbreak. He added that the culling operation was in accordance with approved culling procedures and that sanitation work were also carried out at the 2 farms to ensure that the transmission of the outbreak can be controlled effectively. Rundi also urged the public to only look for the right information channel if they have any questions or inquiries regarding the ASF outbreak. Any updates on the ASF outbreak can be obtained from the official website of the Sarawak Department of Veterinary Services or contact any Sarawak Veterinary Services office.
Maju program kotak.
Biasalah, hari aku banyak submit idea lah di TVS dekat Picit.
Oh, macam best je. Tahun tak ada sih.
Tahun tu ada. Jadi, mana-mana kita orang yang mau submit idea best-best kita orang boleh cuba di Picit.
Sertai TVS Pitchin 2022 di www.tvstv.my/pitchin dan hantar penyertaan anda sebelum 20 Mac 2022.
Welcome back. Now on to some updates on the 15th Johor State election being held today. As of 2 p.m., the turnout rate for the Johor State election stands at 40%, involving 1,021 polling centres. The Johor election is considered historical for Malaysia, with the implementation of Undi 18 taking place for the first time, where young Malaysians aged 18 to 20 years old are eligible to vote. These young voters are part of the 2.5 million registered voters who are eligible to vote today. A total of 36,729 postal ballot papers were issued by the Election Commission EC, while approximately 87% or 18,625 voters consisting of police and military personnel as well as their spouses had carried out their responsibilities by casting their votes earlier on March 8. Regarding today's voting process, polling centres with only 1 or 2 channels were closed as early as 11 a.m. For example, the Balai Raya Pulau Besar polling center in Mersing was closed at 11 a.m., while the Sekolah Kebangsaan Pulau Pemanggil polling center, also in Mersing, was closed at 1 p.m. A total of 15 voting centers were closed at 2 p.m., while 41 voting centers were closed at 4 p.m. Other voting centers are expected to be closed at 6 p.m. later. For the Johor state election this time, a total of 239 candidates from 15 political parties are competing for 56 seats in the State Legislative Assembly. Having the opportunity to vote for the first time in the Johor state election today clearly gives a feeling of excitement for young voters, especially among those aged 18 to 20 years. In an effort to fulfill their new responsibilities, young voters were seen arriving at polling centers early to exercise their rights in the formation of the new state government. An 18-year-old voter, Nadia Noor Aisha, said despite being nervous, it did not stop her from showing up at Sekolah Kebangsaan Taman Sutra Perling to vote. Meanwhile, Sanjina Anatan, an 18-year-old voter, said the voting process was carried out satisfactorily by the Election Commission EC. According to Lim Chia King, a 19-year-old voter, he was feeling nervous at first. However, his sense of responsibility as a Malaysian citizen had prompted him to come out and vote.
Sangat exciting yang first time boleh macam buat ini.
Tapi you rasa takut-takut masa mengundi tadi?
Tak, saya ada tanyakan parent kan tentang hari ni mau buat apa.
Saya datang seorang ke macam mana?
Saya seorang datang. Ya.
So your parents tak mengundi kat sini?
Mereka sudah buat.
The COVID-19 vaccination for children aged 5 to 11 is crucial, particularly as the country will begin the transition phase to the endemic phase on April 1st. According to the Minister of Health, MOH, children are now more at risk of getting COVID-19 infection, as they have not received proper protection compared with the older age groups who had been vaccinated. Additionally, MOH in a statement said the admission rate of children to pediatric intensive care unit wards due to COVID-19 has increased by 94% for categories 3 to 5, with a significant increase category 4 by 200%, followed by category 5 by 125%. MOH once again advises parents to take their children for vaccination to protect them from the deadly Omicron variant and its complications, namely multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children or MISC. Now wrapping up the 5 p.m. news, there is ample supply of self-test kits in the market, and the public should refrain from panic buying and hoarding the COVID-19 self-test kits. Malaysian Medical Association MMA President Dr. Koh Kar Chai said there is no need to do the self-test on daily basis unless it is indicated due to the nature of a person's work. Commenting further, he said though the accuracy of the self-test kit may not be comparable to the professional's antigen rapid test kit RT-KAG and reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction RT-PCR tests, however, the self-test kits are useful in picking up symptomatic cases. And that concludes the 5 p.m. English news on TVS. With that, I'm Handy Gui. Stay safe and have a pleasant day.